Good morning, Elmira Baptist Church. I'm glad that you've joined me for your Elmira Baptist Church update. It's Thursday, October 5th, 2023, first update of October. We're partway into this first week. Matthew 10, verses 29 to 31 tell us this. Are not two sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. Notice that last line, ye are of more value than many sparrows. The quote today comes from a man named Richard Bach, and he said this: what the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly. What a caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly. Let me encourage you to be here this coming Sunday morning for Sunday school. We start at 9:45 with an assembly right here in this room, and then there are adult classes. Scotty will be in his place this coming Sunday. Jesse has an adult class. We've got classes for all ages, and we have a nursery. So bring the whole family out. Be here by 9:45, and we'll get Sunday school kicked off right here in this room. Then for the morning worship, read Titus chapter 2. Titus is a short book. Read the whole book. But we're going to focus on Titus 2, verses 1 through 12. And the sermon title is Serious-Minded Christians Wanted. Serious Christians Wanted. Just an appeal for each one of us to be fully committed to this life. It's not easy being a Christian, but it's full of harder to not live like a Christian. So come on out Sunday morning. Then in the evening worship, we're going to look at dying to self in John chapter 12, verses 24 to 26. So be out for that one as well. So that's Sunday school, 9:45, morning worship at 11, evening worship at 5 o'clock. Here are the upcoming events. This Saturday, we have our Widow's Day, and I hope you've already signed up. And if you are a widow or a widower and have not yet let me know what you need done, I can't guarantee anything at this point, but I'd like to be a help to you. So let me encourage you to reach out to me if you haven't already done so. Friday, October 13th. So this is 8 days from now. Friday, October 13th, 7 o'clock in the evening, we have a ladies quartet that's going to be with us. And I know that you'll be blessed by their singing. We've not done this when I've been here, just have a quartet in that is not associated with a college or some sort of school ministry. But this is one I know about. I think it'll be an encouragement to you. So let me encourage you to come on out. That's Friday, October 13th, 7 o'clock. Sunday evening, October 15th, Dan Armacost, he's a missionary to Myanmar. He's going to be with us. And then on Friday and Saturday, November 3rd and 4th, is the 2-minute warning. That is specifically for men. And I want to encourage all of the men of Elmira Baptist Church to come if you are able. You do need to sign up yourself. Go to their website, the2minutewarning.org. Don't forget the THE, the2minutewarning.org, to sign up. And then I'm interested, if you're interested, in being at the afternoon message. That would mean we'd leave here about 1:30 on Friday. So you'd either have to get the whole day off or maybe work a half day. If you're interested in leaving early with me, see me. And then we're also going to have a later group that goes about 5 o'clock in the evening. We come back that night and then go out again on Saturday. Leave pretty early in the morning, come back late afternoon. So that's November 3rd and 4th. Don't forget the Thanksgiving banquet. It's Sunday, November 12th. And you can sign up, you and your guests. When we hit 200, that's it. That's the maximum we're going to put in there. We're currently at about 130, so we still have some room. Please sign up, you and your guests, if you haven't already. If you haven't signed up to help, sign-up sheets to help are still out. And we put out the food sign-up sheets this last Sunday. So if you've not signed up for food, please sign up. Or maybe you only signed up for one item. Please consider doing 2. Or maybe you signed up for 2. Please consider doing 3. We could use as much help as we can get. I hope you'll be much in prayer for that Thanksgiving banquet. It has a lot of moving parts, and I'm grateful for the organizational help we have. But pray that people would be in their place, that the hall would be prepared, the fire hall would be prepared. They do have a refrigerator over there. We're hoping they have a bigger refrigerator over there. So we're praying for a lot of just details. And then pray for Dr. Innes. He's going to be our speaker this year. I'm looking forward to hearing from him again, and you will be blessed by his preaching. Let's go back to those verses in Matthew chapter 10. Jesus says, "Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. But the very hairs of your head are numbered. Fear ye not, therefore. Ye are of more value than many sparrows." These verses just remind us how dearly and how deeply God loves us and how he cares about us. And we have to remind ourselves of that because we go through circumstances of life, we go through seasons and times of life where it feels as if God doesn't notice our pain. It seems to us as if God has sort of just pushed us out of the nest and we're just flailing about, hurtling toward the ground, about to die. And it's at those moments we have to remind ourselves how much God cares about us. This verse here specifically contrasts it with sparrows. Now, I think one of the reasons Jesus chose sparrows is because there's a lot of them. And frankly, sparrows aren't always very welcome. Now, here we don't have a problem with sparrows. I know in my neighborhood here in Vacaville, our problem is with pigeons. There are dozens and dozens of these pigeons, and my neighbors complain about how the pigeons make a mess, leave their mess everywhere. And if you have solar panels, they're dropping their droppings on the solar panels, and then you got to wash them off. And if you got them on your porch, you got to wash your porch off. It's a mess. And I know how much in my neighborhood we complain. My neighbors complain about these pigeons. So it was interesting to us. This last summer in August, it was night. It was not quite dark, but it was getting towards dusk, past dusk and into the dark, when there was this thump. And my mother said to us, gathered in the room there near the glass door that goes into the back patio, she said, "Did you see that? A pigeon just ran into the door." Now, I don't know why a pigeon would run into the door. We've had birds fly into our glass before, usually a front window pane. But this one ran into our door. And the next morning, sure enough, I got up. There's a pigeon in the yard, not flying away. So I slid the glass door back carefully, stepped out on the patio there. I wanted to take a picture before the bird flew away, but I got maybe 4 or 5 feet from the bird, and he sort of hopped away a little bit, but he didn't fly away. And so we decided that it must be that bird that ran into the door had injured a wing so it couldn't fly. And we were quite concerned. My family and I were quite concerned. Because we also have 2 cats, and our 2 cats love our backyard too. And we were pretty sure that an injured pigeon and 2 cats would not mix. So we were surprised when our cats would go out there, they would stay away from that pigeon, as if the pigeon were somehow dangerous. We've got some banana tree things going on in our backyard, and the bird would go over there, sort of like this is my side of the yard. The cats would stay over here on this side of the yard. My mom pointed out that the pigeon, is a fairly large bird. It was about as big as one of the cats. So the cats just left the pigeon alone. And everything seemed to be going well. It was out there for 3 or 4 days. And then one morning, when I got up, the pigeon was just a ball of feathers, head tucked underneath. Wasn't torn apart. The cats were both inside. I don't think the cats had attacked the pigeon, but for some reason, I don't know, the pigeon had died. So we had to dispose of that. But you know what this verse reminds us? That God knew when the pigeon died. Here's the point. No small detail of this world escapes God's notice. And Jesus tells us we are of more value than sparrows. I'm going to extend that. We are more value than pigeons. If God knows when a bird dies, he certainly knows your trouble, and he certainly knows my trouble. And that's one of the reasons he tells us to cast our burdens on him, to give him our troubles, because they literally are overwhelming. Our problems, our difficulties, our trials, our tribulations, they are overwhelming. But God does care. And don't worry, He loves us dearly, He loves us deeply, and we are of more value than many sparrows. I hope that encourages you this morning. Don't forget, this coming Sunday, 9:45 Sunday School, 11 o'clock morning worship, 5 o'clock evening worship. Read those Bible passages and come out prepared to have your heart stirred this weekend. I'll see you there.